This case followed a drug bust conducted by police in early 1978 on Wickham Terrace in Brisbane. Police found a large quantity of marijuana, a little more than 2 kilograms, and they found Gardner with a sum of cash, $1,520. To put this in perspective, an average wage in Australia at that time was about $6,000 a year. It was a fair chunk of money. Police arrested Gardner on a charge which was essentially trafficking. They alleged that the only reason he could have had for carrying that much cash to buy marijuana was if he intended to buy a large quantity, with a view to later selling it. Gardner admitted that he was there to buy marijuana, but he made no more admission than that. To make the charge stick, prosecutors would have to introduce evidence of the value of marijuana to show that $1,520 was far more than someone would spend for their own personal use. This was difficult though. It's not as if marijuana is traded on an open market like potatoes. They led evidence from an undercover cop who had personal experience of buying marijuana, but he had not been in that undercover role for over a year, so he really couldn't say the current price. They also led evidence from a Sergeant Cummins, the head of the drug squad, who knew the price of cannabis from his involvement in various investigations. The use of this evidence was challenged successfully in the Court of Criminal Appeal. Justice Lucas said, "The evidence of Sergeant Cummins was inadmissible. It was based completely on hearsay, and while there is no doubt that Sergeant Cummins knew the market price of cannabis, that knowledge was derived from what he had read and what other people had told him." This was a matter which had to be proved by admissible evidence, and there was, in my opinion, no admissible evidence before the jury which would enable them to be satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt as to the market value of cannabis. As a result, Gardner's conviction was overturned and he was acquitted. A lucky escape. From this case, we learn that the possession of a large quantity of money can be relevant to the purpose of a drug deal, but for the money to make sense, the price of the relevant drug must be established by admissible evidence.